It was a cold December evening when I left school alone, my bag heavy with books and my mind even heavier with thoughts of the maths exam I had just failed. The sky had already turned gray, and a light fog had begun to settle over the quiet streets of my small town. I took my usual shortcut home, a narrow alley that curved behind the old railway station, flanked by broken fences and whispering trees. That evening, it felt different, like the shadows were watching me, like the wind carried voices too soft to understand. Halfway through the alley, I felt a sudden stillness, as if the world had frozen in place, and then I heard it, a faint whisper, low and distant, calling my name. I turned, but no one was there. My heart began to race. I walked faster. The whisper came again, closer this time, clearer, as though it was inside my own head. Then the air shifted, thickened, and before I could scream, darkness swallowed me whole. I didn't feel myself fall. I didn't feel pain. I felt nothing, just the echo of my name being called again and again by a voice that wasn't human. When I woke up, it was morning, and I was lying in my own bed. My shoes were muddy, my clothes torn, my fingers scraped as if I'd clawed at the earth. My mother was crying beside me, holding my hand like I had risen from the dead. She said they'd searched all night, that I had vanished, that the police had found no trace of me. But somehow, just after sunrise, I was found sleeping peacefully in my room, door locked from the inside. I didn't know how I got back. I didn't remember anything after that voice. But that was just the beginning. That night, I had a dream, a forest darker than any night I'd seen, where I stood face to face with a tall, pale figure with no eyes, only a slit for a mouth, whispering over and over, "You open the way, you are marked now." I woke up sweating, gasping. The mark of a small handprint burned faintly into my shoulder. My parents said it was nothing, maybe a rash. But I knew better. Every night since, I hear tapping at the window, though we live on the third floor. I hear whispers in the dark, mimicking my voice, calling my sister's name, repeating answers to questions we never asked. Sometimes, the lights flicker when I'm alone. Sometimes, the mirror reflects something still standing behind me, even when I'm alone. And worst of all, I've started waking up in different places. The garden, the kitchen, once in the park near school, always barefoot, always with dirt under my nails. I can feel it. Whatever took me that night, it didn't let me go. It left something behind. Or maybe it came back with me. And it's waiting for something. Something only I can give. Since that night, I've lived in quiet fear, pretending everything is normal while that darkness follows me like a shadow that doesn't belong. I try to laugh, talk, go to school, and act like a regular boy, but every mirror I pass reflects eyes that aren't fully mine anymore, and sometimes I catch myself saying things I don't remember thinking. My parents think I'm just recovering from trauma, but how do I tell them that something calls my name every night from the corner of my room? Or that when I stare too long into the darkness, it starts to stare back? Things have started to change in the house too. Our cat vanished without a trace. The kitchen clock spins backwards at 3:33 a.m., and last week, my little sister Emma said she saw a man in my room, standing over me while I slept. When she drew him the next day, it was the same eyeless figure from my dreams, tall and pale, with a mouth too wide to be human. My parents said it was just her imagination, but the drawing was so exact it made my hands shake. I decided to stay up one night just to see if it was real or in my head. I waited in silence, staring at my own reflection in the dark mirror across the room, until I heard it, the whisper again, low and dragging, crawling up my spine. Then, the mirror fogged up slowly, like something breathing behind it, and through the mist, I saw two handprints press from the inside, slowly sliding down the glass. I ran to switch on the lights, but they wouldn't turn on. Everything went black, except for the mirror glowing faintly, and then I saw it, the figure stepping out from the reflection, like liquid shadow peeling from glass. It didn't move fast, it didn't have to. It stood by the door, whispering my name, and I felt my body freezing, like my blood had turned to ice. I don't know how long it stood there, but when I blinked, it was gone. My parents burst in minutes later, saying they heard screaming, but I had no memory of it. The next day, I found claw marks under my bed and one word scratched into the floorboards: return. I don't know what it wants. I don't know where I was taken. But I'm starting to remember flashes: trees with no leaves, a circle of stones, voices chanting in a language I can't understand. And in all of them, I'm standing in the center, eyes closed, while something moves inside my shadow. I think I was part of something that night. I think I was chosen. And now, it's time to go back.